Welcome to Above the Tape, an all-access FEVA podcast. My name is Davis Lauderdale, and I am your favorite director of Florida Elite Volleyball Academy, but more importantly, I am the host of this podcast. Back with me after yet another hiatus is my co-host. She's the two-time Conference Coach of the Year, the head coach at Sun Lake High School, as well as the head coach of our top 16s team. Please welcome back Elise Zapata.
Thank you.
Good to see you back, Elise.
I know.
You know, took a little while to get out here. Couple hours
whatever.
to drive
Not
up
for
here.
me. Not for
Yeah,
me.
I know. All right. So, do we have a wonderful guest today or what?
Oh, yes. You guys are going to be super excited.
Joining us today is the first Division I athlete at FEVA. She walked in our doors our very first year, which was her 16s year. She played end of her 16s year, 17s, and 18s with us. She was an all-star in high school. I'm going to assume she probably owns every single record in Sumner High School volleyball history. She was given the most athletic award in high school. She was an AAU All-American in club. She then went on to play at Texas Southern University, where she was voted team MVP as a freshman. And she is now a head coach for one of our 14s teams. Please welcome to the podcast the amazing Coach Kennedy Reed.
Ooh.
Welcome.
Applause.
Thank y'all for
I've been trying to get this one started for a while. It's just kind of a matter of I wanted to set this up and actually give a quick shout out to one of our parents, Jackie. Don't call me outs, Jackie Oots, who actually made the suggestion probably about a month and a half ago, and I just kind of had to work, just kind of figure out the best timing to do
you
it.
just
So
went against Jackie's wishes.
no, I wanted to
You
like.
did.
I had
See,
I had to give us some summer content. There's really not much going on right now, so I had to give us some summer content. I didn't want to do it right in the middle of the season when we spent half the time talking about Sunshine Classic. I wanted to give her a whole episode, to herself. So before we do get started, yet another reminder to subscribe to the very best volleyball podcast in Florida. Okay, that is a fact. After you do that, make sure you give us a 5-star review to avoid being labeled as a hater.
Yep.
Also, make
no
sure
one likes to be a hater.
nobody
Don't
wants to
be
be a
a
hater.
hater,
Don't be
please.
that. Make sure you also register for tryouts today. You can register on our website at fevolleyball.com. Do it now so you get that $10 discount. There's so much you can do with $10, like buy a gallon of gas with that. So make sure you do that. Follow us on social media. Kind of keep you up with all the club events. So make sure you do that today. Kennedy, great to have you on.
Thank you for having me on, y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we get into things, I have a joke.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh boy.
You guys
we
ready?
have 2 jokes. We're
What?
doing 2 jokes.
I got one. I got one.
But I think Kennedy's. I think we need. I think we
mine might
really
be
need a.
Kennedy, if
Go
your
ahead.
joke is better than mine, we're gonna have a
I
problem.
think, and we're gonna have people
we're
pick
gonna-
at the end of this.
Oh my gosh. All right, so I'll do mine first. Okay. Why couldn't the sailor finish the alphabet? Because he kept getting lost at sea.
No, I'm just sorry. That's not good.
Got lost at sea. Get it?
Yeah.
See?
Just
Damn, but it's not clicking.
Okay. You got one?
Yes, I got one, y'all. Y'all gonna laugh for real. Okay.
I like it already.
What did the DJ name his son?
What?
Scratch.
Eric.
Okay.
Eric.
All
Yours
right.
is better.
Eric.
Okay, that may have been better than mine. I'll give you that just this once. Just this
There you
one
go.
time.
Yeah, thank
But I wish I could have stole that for myself. So
Mm.
I also want to let Kennedy know something that I learned the hard way this weekend. You may or might not already know this, but so as a reminder to everyone, I am originally from Hawaii. I moved
no
here
excuse.
about 11 years ago. So I went to my first quinceañera this weekend. Shout out to Alina Martinez on her quinceañera.
Shout out.
I learned very quickly about the dress code.
So embarrassing.
Apparently, you are not supposed to wear jeans and a polo shirt to a quinceañera.
No, describe your polo shirt.
It was
What?
a Jordan polo shirt.
Oh, so it was
Jordan
like-
FEVA
Yeah.
polo shirt. He
Look.
wore a FEVA polo
I
shirts
did
at
not-
quinceañera.
I thought it was just quinceañera just meant
Listen.
15.
What I need you to do,
Okay.
what I really need you to do is post a picture of us.
Yeah.
And then right after, I need you to post the group coach's picture so you can just see how everyone was dressed.
I want to do
to
over.
impress.
If it
Davis
was, I mean,
is
if I didn't live
jeans.
like 45 minutes away, I really was like, if I left now, went back home, I'd be back in an hour and a half. I could do this a lot better,
Oh,
but it was
wow.
too late. I just roll with it. I didn't know. We don't have quinceañeras in Hawaii. I mean, what am I supposed to do here?
Pretty good.
Everybody.
Everybody that came in, like we did walk in fashionably late. We did not miss anything, but the group that all like came in together, we passed Davis State Bowl, and we all every single
Everybody
one of
was
us,
like, "What
and
are
there
you
was like
wearing?"
what, like 8 or 9 of us were like walking by. We're
Every
like,
single.
every single was like, "What are you wearing, Davis?"
So what type of jeans? Like what?
They
color
were just
jeans?
like
light wash.
light
no,
wash.
no, they were
Not
like
even.
blue, like
That
blue
blue,
jeans. Like,
type of jean that no one wears. You
I
know what I'm
didn't-
talking about?
Okay, now let's
Like
stop.
that
Stop it
hideous
about
blue.
that.
I do.
Oh,
Know
wait till you see
exactly
the
what you're
photo.
talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
The photo again. I will say I did text Cody and Fernando and ask them about it, and they did not describe it correctly. And
Like
Fernando
Brittany- like
said
Brittany
so,
said,
and then
Do
Fernando
you know
said,
Google? You
and
can
so
Google
I know,
it.
I know, I should have, but I talked to them. They're Spanish. I thought they would know. So Fernando said he was dressing the same way, and then because they were all getting ready at his house, like Maddie and all them, they walked
Yeah.
in with the dresses. He was like, "Oh, I better change." Did not think to maybe call me and tell me
Or bring you
anything.
an extra pair of
Or
pants.
bring me a jacket at least or something.
Just
Nothing. Just
Like,
left me out.
every guy that was there had like dress pants, button up.
There were some jeans, but they had a jacket.
Yeah,
and
they
everybody
had
at least
like
had
a-
something. They had.
I
I had nothing fancy
Yeah,
on.
did.
Nothing.
and he was wearing
My shoe-
Jordans.
my
Jordan
shoes-
sneakers.
No, the shoes were nice though. The shoes were nice.
Yeah.
I had the 4s on, the
Yeah.
white cement 4s.
It would have
Okay.
Still
Right.
made the outfit look less casual.
Right,
Did not
we-
help it. It
Not
made
the right occasion.
made it look better,
Yeah.
but not for the occasion.
Yeah, it was. I was
Jeans
uncomfortable.
and
I was.
white people.
I was uncomfortable the entire quinceañera. I could not wait, but I think to get out of there because I
and
felt
we made
so
sure too to like probably say it to him every 5 minutes, like, Davis, what are you wearing?
I know,
In
yeah.
front of every
bad. Well,
FEVA
and then
parent,
when
in
I
front
told
of everyone.
so originally too. So my son had a basketball. I thought he had a basketball tournament that weekend.
Excuses.
So I told Monica, who's Alina's mom. I was like, hey, I might not be able to make it, and she was like, oh, just show up whenever. Just come after the tournament. So again, in my head, I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not going to dress up to the tournament. So you're lucky he didn't have a tournament, or I would have been in like shorts, and I would have been like dressed how I am now, and end of the quinceañera. So
And it was one of the most decked out
it was. Yeah.
quinceañeras.
I mean,
I've
I don't
ever
know
been to.
I don't know, but it was
Like,
not what I expected.
It was stunning. It was beautiful. Monica did a great job. Alina looked beautiful.
yeah,
Davis
not
did
so
not
much.
follow dress code. I think he learned his lesson that he will always overdress.
I
and
was dressed like
underdress.
the photographers. See, that's what I'm used to being a photographer
You
at
should've
these
brought your
events.
camera. You
I
brought
should
your
have. That's what I should have done. I should just like, oh, I'm just here to take pictures. I'm not actually here to do anything.
camera.
Anyway, all right.
Good laugh.
Enough of that. Enough of making fun about me. I do want to tell a story about how I first saw Kennedy, and I don't think you know this story, and you probably don't know from my perspective. But this was our very first season. We started during AAU Nationals, and back then we had 4 teams. We had a 16-1s, a 16-2s. No, we had 3 teams. So we had 12s and I think it was a 12s and a 13s. I can't remember. But anyway, we were looking for players for our 16-2s team, which, oh no, it's a 17. 17s, 16-1, 16-2, and a 12s. And Kylie, who was a 17, but she was young enough to play on the 16s, she was going to help the 16-2s. It was just because you could do both ways back then. So anyway, we just had a bunch of open gyms. And I walked in, it was at New Life, which I don't know why we were doing open gym at New Life. But we were at New Life, and I remember walking through the door late, and then as I walk in, I see this girl on the other side of that just floating through the air and just slamming the ball. And I was like, who is that? And I'm watching, and so then I was standing and I'm watching, and she does it again. She does it again. She does it again. So immediately, as if I'm some recruiter, I go up to Cody, and before I could even say a word, Cody's like, yeah, I know. We know about her already. And so anyway, but then it was funny because she was like, she's going to be on the 16-2s because the 16-1s roster was full. And in my head, I'm like,
How do you
I'm like,
that happen?
yeah. Well, anyway, I'm like, oh, this is great because the 16-2s was really just going to be kind of a hodgepodge team, and Kadi was going to be kind of helping. Kadi was going to have to probably play outside hitter because they didn't have anybody else. And I'm just like, oh man, this is going to be really great. 30 minutes later, Kadi's like, yeah, I'm taking on the ones. I was like, yeah, I kind of figured. And, having Mia as your setter was definitely I would imagine a selling point. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. And that was kind of our, getting to know our first sight of Kennedy. And then, she was with us the rest of the way. So that was a lot of fun. Elise, when you got to coach Kennedy her 18th year.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah. How was that like for you? One more thing about Kennedy. I don't obviously have to pay to go to tournaments to watch. She's one that I would pay to watch. Like, she's worth the price of admission. Would you agree?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. When I first saw this girl hit a ball, I was like, oh my God. Glad she's on our side.
Yeah, seriously.
Because, I mean, your vertical already was just out the roof. And then you and Mia had a really good connection, I would say. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. She's a great volleyball player. She's funny. Like, I would chest bump her, like, when she would do something good. And, like, she was, like, one of the few players is, like, full send. Like, yeah, coach, I'll chest bump you. And it's, like, her chest is, like, and my, like, face is in her stomach.
Yeah. Every single time I had to just get lower.
Yeah.
Chest bump. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. That was fun. But yeah,
it was fun, though. No.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good season. It was fun. They competed really well. And, I mean, we knew she was going to do great things in college. That was without a doubt. And she's funny. She was a trip.
She is funny. Like,
hilarious.
it takes. I didn't realize it at first when she first came to us because she is kind of like quiet, but like sneaky, not so quiet. Like, once you get to know her.
Oh, when you get her going, or you guys are like, she's funny.
Yeah. The moment I met Mia, first of all, like, it was an open gym, I think, and I was just watching at first. And Mia was probably the first setter I've ever like. I was like looking at her and I was like, I need to be on her team. I need to be on her team.
Yeah.
Like, need to be on her team. And the moment I seen her, I was like, I told Katya, I was like, who is that? And she was like, that's actually my daughter. And I was like, we gotta be on the same team. I need her as my setter. I need her as my setter.
Oh yeah. I didn't even have to say. I'd be like, Mia. She's like, I know where it's going. I know who you want me to say. I already know what to do. I was like, you got it. Like, we'll be in I'm like, give her that ball.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I don't care if you have to set the ball 30 feet, like corner to corner. Give her the ball.
I remember our first tournament was at a Wiregrass tournament, and I remember we were playing Kiwi, who Kiwi had an excellent. I think it was it would have been a 16s team, and I remember going on to Kadia's bench for another court, and Kadia looked at me. She's like, Kennedy is on fire right now. Like, that's not very much Kadia like statement. You know what I mean? Kadia is usually like focused and I mean, I get there and it was just like boom, every swing was a kill. Guys, it was just over.
Yeah, when she hits a ball and the ball hits the ground,
it goes
so loud. It's like bah! I'm like, oh
yeah.
Like, you're glad that's not a girl's face.
Yeah. Well, and there's also too, like, I always say, like, there are certain people that just are different.
Yeah.
Like, just in appearance. They jump like, she jumps different than everybody else.
Yeah.
And she hits the ball different. Like, it's just different.
My swing is just kind of, you won't be able to tell where I'm going until
it's too late. Until it's too
fun
late
to watch. I mean, remember just college coaches coming by and just like, she's a stud. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah, we know. I know. It was definitely fun. We definitely could use a few more of those. So when you came to us your sophomore year, you came from a different club, obviously. What was what was it like, your first impressions of FEVA?
I was like, oh, I need to be at this level. Like, at first, I was kind of at the lower level. So seeing this competition and seeing these players, like, I was like, I need to be over there so I could get better. So I was scared, but then I was excited because I was like, I need this. I need this for college.
Yeah.
Were you enjoying like the speed of the game?
Yes, like
Yeah.
I needed that though, because I didn't realize how slow I was until I got
To like that
to FEVA,
USA
right?
Yeah, until
level.
you see
Yeah.
that higher level
so
play. Yeah.
once I got to practice and got faster, like Katya would be on me about blocking middles and stuff, and I would be so late every single time. So once I got that together, like just being faster, I was like, this is what I needed.
You know, when Kennedy was playing, that's when we would share the court with the boys. Like not the same court, but
Yeah.
same
Separate,
gym time.
Mhm.
And I remember when we used to beat the boys team.
Yes.
I don't think they ever got
Yeah.
a win off of us.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And they were livid the 18th season, and I used to love it. I used to walk off and see
there's-
them
it would be
get chewed out
so
by Coach
competitive.
Bree.
It would be
Yeah.
so
Like these boys could not stop her, and then
Yeah.
she's blocking the boys, and they're getting pissed. It was so funny.
Yeah, that was
That's probably one of my favorite memories.
that was good times.
Yeah.
I loved going against the boys because they get so competitive, and I don't know if y'all remember Jonah.
yeah.
Jonah especially. Oh my gosh, he would get angry every single time. It was just fun to watch them get mad. Honestly.
it is really fun to watch girls beat the boys.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love
it really is fun. Like
I love it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the first year when my daughter played in middle school. They just added a boys team, and obviously they didn't know what the boys were terrible, but they would scrimmage the girls, and I snuck into one of the practices, and I mean they must have beat them 25 to nothing, and the boys were livid.
Livid,
Like
yeah.
they couldn't understand. Like I can jump. I'm bigger than you. I can jump higher than you. I'm stronger than you.
They're not technically
And
sound.
And they just
right.
didn't have the technique. Now, obviously, they weren't being coached either, and that was
Yeah.
a long time ago. But still, they were our boys team was pretty
So,
good,
yeah,
Yeah.
they were. I
and we
remember
still
watching
we
them.
still whooped up on them. So that's always good. Always good for women's sports to beat up
Mhm.
on the guys.
Hey, we
Um,
love that.
We love that.
Girl power.
So speaking of Katia Kennedy, you played for Katia your 17th year and Elise your 18th year. Tell me a little bit about your experiences playing for those two. I've always said, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I've always said that Elise is like a younger and slightly cooler Katia.
Yeah, I agree because
Although the
I-
cooler part is because she's in her 30s now,
No.
it's not quite the same distance.
don't listen to him. It's
Thank
not
you.
true. It's not
Thank
true.
you.
I agree. I feel like for Coach Katia, I feel like a lot of people are a little scared of her, just a little bit. But once you get to know her, she's just real. She just cares for you. So that's how she
Yeah.
loves. That's how she cares. And for you, you're really passionate, and you love everybody on the team. So the moment someone, anybody that messes with us, it's like
I'm like a
she's-
mama bear.
You literally, she's like she does not take no crap from anybody, and I love that. I think that's for both of y'all. Y'all are both passionate and love volleyball and love your players and everything. Just love it. It's cute. I love
I
it.
I
guess.
love that
Yes.
answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think they're both very similar. And watching y'all play yesterday was funny as well.
Yeah, we had a coach.
Thank God we don't have clips of that.
We had a coach meeting / party yesterday. And so of course you can't have a party with Katia without going out on the beach
She's
courts.
gonna play.
And so
single
and then she's always like, "Oh, it's not gonna be competitive." It always
Every
ends up
time
being
she was
competitive.
on.
Hey,
Yeah.
I loved playing with her. And I looked at her and I was like, I know that was bad. I said I pulled it together though for that win. So
yeah, you did.
you
Y'all,
know,
yep.
Yeah.
I did it.
So, as far as the recruiting process,
Yeah.
going on from FEVA to Division One, and the biggest reason I want to have you on because you are obviously we're a Division One player. What was the recruiting process? What did it look like for you? How many schools were contacting you, and that kind of thing.
It was difficult at first, but then once I got a recruiter from Katia told me about Gabby, and he helped me a lot. Like he was so like concentrated on me going D1. Same with like I feel like everybody at FEVA was like she needs to go D1. Like
Yeah.
no other,
Yeah.
she
No
has to go
doubt.
Division 1. So once he figured out that yes, this is the player that needs to go Division 1, he made sure to gather all the schools, email them, everything, and he really made it easier for me.
Yeah.
Like I talked to a lot of coaches, and I think the talking part is a little nerve wracking, but once you like continue to talk to them, like it gets better. So
Yeah.
You come
But-
like an expert.
yeah,
at
like
it, right?
yeah. So
The nerves go away.
it does. I think a lot of athletes get scared when they watch, when like the college coaches are watching them. But I don't know. I loved it. It was real satisfying. Like
Yeah.
a lot of
That's the competitor.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
She's a beast.
Yeah. Well, I remember your first AAU nationals already having some D1 coaches like emailing us.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they could talk to you at that point. I think it was too soon.
Yeah.
But they were already like that. I mean, we knew like when she came to us, she was still a little bit raw again because you weren't used to that speed
right.
and that kind of thing. You never had a setter like Mia,
Never.
that kind of thing. So, but it didn't take long. I mean, it was. We talk about this process. It wasn't like a 6-month or a year-long process. I mean, I'm sure obviously you got better, but it was pretty quick. Like in the first couple of practices, okay, this is not going to take that long.
No.
And like I said, that first tournament at Wiregrass against an awesome Kiwi team, it was like, yeah, they can't stop her. If they can't stop her, you know, nobody can stop her. I remember we were in the last tournament of her 18th year. We were in New Orleans, and you had already signed with Texas Southern, but I don't think. I guess
that was fun.
that was fun. I guess it wasn't marked on your sheet or whatever your that you were signed.
Yep.
So I was having coaches. I had probably 4 or 5 coaches come up to me in that tournament. Yeah. Is she committed? Is she committed? And I'm like, I'm in a T-shirt with a camera in my hand. I'm not even a coach. I'm not on the bench. Why are you asking me? So I can only imagine. Like everybody was in a feeding frenzy because one of them was like, I still got spots. I got spots for a hitter like that. Like they all wanted her.
I think even Krakow got a new offer. Delaware.
We had, It was at. I think it was at that tournament.
Yeah, and then Delaware came up.
Yeah, so we had that team. We had obviously Kennedy signed Division I. And I say Kennedy was the first because she actually put pen to paper before Emma Krakow.
Yeah.
So she's technically the first. But Emma Krakow was an amazing libero that ended up signing with Delaware State. And
the greatest.
She played there. She played there for, I guess, 3 or 4 years as well. She just graduated this year.
She's going to go play beach volleyball now.
Yeah. And then, of course, Mia could have went Division I if she really wanted to. But she went to high Division II. So that team was not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The team was not bad. But,
players.
that was really, really fun. So what made you decide on Texas Southern?
Well, so my mom always told me, like, if you weren't playing volleyball, would you go here? Like, without volleyball, would you stay at this school? So when I went to visit, so Texas Southern wasn't my first visit. It was Sanford with an M. Sanford. And in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. And when I was at that visit, it wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't feel like
the
home,
place.
like the place. Like, it's a huge school. It was offering Apple, MacBook, everything. But, like other than that, like, I didn't feel at home. And then so when I went to Texas Southern's visit, the moment we went out to eat, I forgot, it was like a breakfast place. The moment I was there, I was like, oh, I'm already part of the team. And they already like made me feel like I was a part of the team. So, and then I wanted to be in the city. So I wanted to stay in the city.
Where is Texas Southern?
Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In Houston. But it's like, I didn't want to, like, I like city life. I don't like to be out and it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, and then I know this has nothing to do with the program, but like if the weather isn't good, I will be depressed. Like actually, like if it's always gloomy or if it's always raining or if it's always cold, I need at least all for the season.
Yeah.
At least like, so Texas was just the perfect place. And then I have family there as well.
In Houston, you got a lot of good food options.
A lot, yeah.
The cool thing too is like if you live outside the city, it's not hard to get into the city.
It's not at all. It has a lot of good areas, like a lot of good areas.
That's good.
It was good. I like that.
So talking again about being a Division I athlete, that's pretty much the ultimate goal for volleyball players and really athletes in general. Everybody wants to be Division I, they think. Yeah. But I don't think a lot of people understand the level and how talented Division I athletes are. They have a great size and athleticism that just isn't what your normal player is. Talk to me a little bit about that and like the type of players you played with and against in Division I.
So you would think I was the tallest person on the team.
And you're what, 6 foot, 6'1"?
6 foot. Once I got there, I was literally looking up at majority of the hitters, the middles. Obviously liberos wasn't, or the.
But some of those liberos are like what, like 5'9"?
Actually, no, yeah, because one of the girls, Angelica, shout out to Angelica, she was right at my shoulder. Like,
that's crazy.
She was amazing, but it's just like all of them were really competitive. So like I felt like everybody had one goal, and that was obviously we want to win, but we want to achieve stuff like they didn't achieve like before the season, like before we got there. So a lot of us, we wanted to win. We
Yeah.
wanted the SWAC championship, and I don't that school hadn't like I don't think they had won the championship in a while. So that's what we really wanted. We wanted that. So
Yeah. What would you say in the front row? What was the average height?
6'3", 6'4".
That's wild. And so what was everybody touching 10 feet pretty much?
Oh yeah, probably.
Maybe me in the middle, and another outside.
Yeah.
But like a majority for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. You were touching what about 10?
10.
I think you touched 10-2 with us when you
Yeah.
played with us.
Yeah, same.
Did you get up higher?
No.
No?
I thought at first, did I? No, I didn't. It was either 10-3 or 10-2, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We took like that. Oh, only 10 feet. I mean,
I'm thinking like 10 feet in a pool. I'm like, wow.
I mean, I just don't think
Looking
people,
up.
I don't think people realize, I mean, how elite of an athlete Division I players are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not the same. You can usually, like when you walk to our court, you can see Kennedy was just a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we had other great players too, but a D1 player, they just different. They just
they
look
walk
different. They walk
They
different.
talk
They eat their
different.
food differently.
They're just different.
It
They're
really
a whole
is different.
What I say, they're a whole different breed.
Yeah.
Like-
And even the teams we went against, oh my goodness. We went against Texas State.
Oh man.
Listen, any team, like if it's like a Texas State or Arizona, we went against Arizona. I love to play against those type of teams because I just want to see how I play against them. Like
Yeah.
we played against Baylor at a tournament.
She's like,
But
tough.
listen, it's just good to see how you could perform
Yeah.
with that different, because we're all in like different conferences.
Yeah.
So
How are those girls like that competitiveness during like
during
a game? Like, is it a lot of like, like just, or they get that kill? They're like, yeah, I knew I could do that.
the other team,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there
they're-
trash talk?
Yes, and
Nice.
our coach didn't want us to, so it didn't feel good because we couldn't do it back.
So they were trash talking. You're just like, okay.
Yeah, we
I wish I could trash talk you back,
Yeah.
but coach won't let me.
Oh yeah. If I could, I would have.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Did you see that
Yeah.
I just told you.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There was one. Oh, it was really bad. One girl, one of the girls got subbed out, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad you're gone. You didn't do nothing anyways." On the other side of the net, and I'm looking at the coach like,
Come on, coach, please let me say something.
I can't get my girls back.
right, like we can't say nothing. But yeah, it was good competition though. So I got to see Texas play too. Like I love to watch those teams. Like
Yeah.
even though I'm a Nebraska fan, I'm sorry, I'm Nebraska, but seeing Texas, we seen Baylor. It was just a lot of those like high level, teams. So it was good to play against them as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, how demanding of your time is it to be a Division I athlete? Kind of walk me through like your average day and that kind of stuff.
So I think spring. So during the springtime and the spring season, I think that was the hardest because we had to wake up super early, and I'm not a morning person. I've realized I'm not a morning person at all. So we would wake up at 5 a.m. and then it was like a 6 to 7. I did not mean to do that. 6 to 7. 6 to 7 practice, and then right after we would have weights, and then we had treatment was I missed the part. We had to get taped and then practice and then weights, and then after weights it was mandatory treatment, so we had to make sure we get some type of like cupping, or I used to get stem on my knee, or like ice baths, and everyone had to do ice baths. If you didn't, consequence. If you, there was a lot of consequences. So after that, we would go to the calf, and the calf was our favorite spot. Right after practice or after weights, we would go to calf, and yeah, and then if you have class, you gotta go to class right after. Now, if a class is like between weights, we just could skip that. No, not skip weights, but we either reschedule it or leave earlier. So yeah, so
So
it
you're
was
there. I mean,
all
that's
literally like 8, 5 a.m. to I'll say like 12.
yeah. So there's not a
Yeah.
whole lot of nightlife probably. In that case. Yeah.
She's like, yeah, my pillow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Well, that's another thing. I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is, how much work. Like you don't. It's not just glitz. Everybody thinks it's glitz and glamour, and
Yeah.
you're in these big arenas and
You-
getting the best of everything. But you work.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's,
It's
a
a
job.
job.
It
It's a
is a
job.
It's
job.
it's not.
It's-
It's the sport you love, but
Mhm.
it ends up being a job.
Yeah.
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 I remember.
Did you guys ever have like 2-a-days?
We did. So same time we would have actually positionals like in the morning and then team practice after.
And that- Oh wow.
So like that it just depends on if it's like spring season, but there was multiple teams that had to practice in that gym, so like we couldn't go anywhere else. So if there was basketball that had to practice, we would just have to leave early, but yeah, it would be
So and
a
then
lot.
I'm assuming that's like a end day at like 5 or 6 o'clock at
yeah,
night.
yeah,
How
yeah.
long? Yeah, that's insane.
telling you, people just don't realize they want the glitz and glamour, but they just don't quite realize that it is.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And you
But-
have to truly love it because I mean, am I correct? There's not a whole lot of life outside of volleyball.
There is it's not, but that's the thing with the school I picked. I feel like there's life. There was life there. So
Yeah.
like I was able to still go to events like that's out at the school. We had hump nights on Wednesdays, and that was a lot of fun. It was on campus, and everybody, any chance we got to like have free time, we tried our best to not just be volleyball.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
it was a lot. It was,
Yeah, I
but it was
remember-
good.
I remember we had an athlete that went to University of Tampa,
Mm.
and one of the things they told her in the recruiting meeting, they had the players come in and talk to her, and they were like, look, we all chose to be here. We all my club teammates, they all played Division 1,
Yeah.
but most of them they were saying like most of them are miserable,
Yeah.
because of the kind of thing you just described.
Yeah.
Whereas Division 2 is a little more laid back. So I think a lot of parents that, don't really understand. A lot of kids and parents don't really understand that it's a lot.
It's
a
a
like
lot,
yeah, it's
and time
cool. It's
consuming.
cool to play against Texas and all that, but you better be willing to really be putting in the work.
Yeah.
So when you started as a freshman, you were a 6 rotation starter.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Pretty rare, I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't usually see that
Pretty
happen.
rare, really rare.
Yeah.
How physically demanding was it to do that?
It was a lot, but like for club, I was 6 rotational outside usually most of the
Yeah.
time. So when I got club to college, I was able to kind of adjust quick. So yes, it took a toll on my whole entire body, but I feel like as an outside hitter, like it helps me hit better if I'm staying
Stays
in.
focused. Yeah.
Yeah, like if I'm on the court the whole entire time, and I love serve receive pass, and I love.
And she was
There's
good at
not a
it.
lot of players that like
I
to say that.
love serve receive. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yes. So anytime I could just pass back row or any type of defense while I'm back row or back row attacks, it was just something I love to do regardless. So it did take a toll on my knees, poor knees, but
Yeah.
and my shoulder. But it wasn't too bad. But it was a lot, but at the same time I was prepared for it. So
Yeah. So as far as other girls or who are looking to play Division 1,
Mhm.
do you have any advice for them?
yeah, so if you are trying to play D1, first of all, you have to be coachable. I've realized as a coach that a coach's dream is for a coachable player. So if you're able to coach your players, or if you're able to listen to your coach and perform how they want you to perform, coaches will love that. And especially if you're a good teammate, you just need to be a good teammate. You need to be consistent, and you need to be able to handle pressure well as well. Like if you're not able to do something, if it's like 25-25, and execute what you need to do, then I don't know what to tell you, but
You're probably not making it Division One.
Yeah.
But it is time consuming, so you just got to be able to adjust to any and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that, going back to you when you played, you had Cotty and Elise, who I would say, in my opinion, what I saw, they both coached you hard.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of what we have now is we have so many kids that they say I want to be coached hard, but then the second they're coached hard, there's issues.
Yeah.
Whether the parents complain or they complain or they shut down, and I don't think people realize that you have to be able to handle that. So you were always really good, and I used to I love your mom, and so I used to sit with your mom a lot, and there would be several times I can remember where I would be sitting with your mom, and Elise or Cotty would just be getting on your case, and your mom was just like, well, she should have listened. That's on her. Like, your mom was never the type of, though, they yell at my daughter too much, or where they would, you didn't get pulled out too much. But when you got pulled out, she never complained
at all.
And so I think that's people don't understand that. One of the things that we get to and out a lot is we have parents that the biggest thing we've been getting, I would say, this year is, you pulled out my daughter, but you didn't give her an explanation as to why.
Yeah.
And I always say to that, well, I wasn't even there, but I can tell you why they pulled you out, because you didn't do something right. You didn't, you made an error, you weren't listening, this, that, or the other. But a lot of people think they have to have that explanation every single time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think that people have to understand that coaches don't always have to give you an explanation. Because it does take away, let's say, you pull a player out and you talk to them for 30 seconds. The next play is already going on. So the coach is already distracted from there.
Yeah.
And I could be mistaken, but I don't think in college when you get pulled out, you're going to get that explanation.
Oh no, you don't have no time to realize what you did, but you already should know why.
And that's the thing. and that's another thing I think is, like, people say, I want my kid to play Division I, I want my kid to play Division II, I want to play in college, but they're not really willing to let them be prepared for college, because in college you don't get an explanation. You're going to get pulled out. You're going to get chewed out, and if you can't handle it in club, what makes you think that you're going to go to college and all of a sudden, without mom and dad there, you're going to be able to handle that situation?
Yeah.
Right? There's just no way. I mean, you're not going to be prepared for that if you've never been yelled at. And I go back and I look at, we probably have an average of 8 to 10 girls sign every year. The girls who, it's not exclusive, but a lot of the girls who don't make it are those same girls that really couldn't handle criticism, or their parents didn't like when they would get, criticized.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that probably helped you and other players like you, like a Mia, for example. Mia was, Mia has been chewed out her whole life. She was able to handle it, but you have to be able to deal with some adversity on your own without complaining or quitting the team or going to a new club because they were too hard on me. Because the reality is, if a coach is hard on you, they're trying to make you better.
Yeah. And I think that's where most coaches are. Like, you're in a game, right? You're doing what's best for the team. You're going to coach your kids hard because you want them to be successful. You know what they need to do. Those girls probably already know what they need to fix, right? Because it's not, I always tell people, you don't hear some of these things first at a tournament. You hear it in practice first. It's something that they're probably already hearing. It's probably something they already know. And you're just reiterating. It's like, it's a tournament's not to fix it. It's to perform and do that. That's what practice is for.
Literally.
And if you're not showing that right in practice that you can do it, how's a coach going to trust you to be able to go out there and do that
in the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's at all levels.
Yeah.
It's at every level.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And so now that you have transitioned into coaching, which, by the way, I was so excited to hear.
I love it.
It's funny because Kai didn't even tell me. She just put on the group chat. She was like, we have our coach Kennedy Reed. And I was like, wait a minute. Is that the same coach Kennedy Reed?
I think I was like, the Kennedy.
Yeah. I think either me or you put the chat. Like, is this the Kennedy Reed? So, you're coaching one of our 14 team now. What has that transition to coaching been like for you?
First of all, just being at FEVA is just y'all in my heart for
I love
real.
that.
Like I don't know if y'all understand that, but y'all really did a lot for me. So I just being here, I understand y'all. I really understand y'all, and I apologize to you and Coach Katia for how like y'all need to know y'all's potential, and y'all don't see what we like what y'all
See
and
it
yeah.
on that sideline.
So
yeah.
now that I'm behind the scenes and I see it, I'm like, I really understand it. But I really like it though. So I understand y'all now, and I feel like as a coach, I'm very patient, and I feel like they almost had me, but I like it. I highly recommend anybody who's played volleyball or any type of experience with volleyball to coach, because it's real healing.
Yeah.
Like I miss playing now, and I went back to like club videos, our tournaments to watch it, and I'm like, wow, like we were that team.
Yeah.
We were that team.
Those are some fun days.
Those
Oh,
were
yeah.
great days, and there would be tournaments where we didn't realize how good of a team we were, and I'm like, wow, we really. I know we stressed y'all out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Now you get it. Now you get it as a
I
coach,
get it.
right?
I get
Yeah.
it.
No, it that's what Kylie always says. She's like,
Yeah.
it's so different now that I'm like, when she helps coach, she's
Mhm.
like, now I'm like hanging out with Elise now, and now I'm like hanging out with Kylie. It's like
Yeah.
it's so
Yep.
weird.
Yes, it's really
Whole different side.
a
It's
whole
fun,
different-
though.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's
I love
fun.
it, and y'all are a big family, and it just feels so. Y'all were always a family when I was playing, anyways. So just to be in that, it's
Yeah.
great.
Well, I mean, from this is being honest. From day one, everyone, fell in love with you as a coach. You're definitely a natural at it. One more little story. When we got a new coach. We had our coaches party yesterday. One of the coaches came in, the new coach, and he was talking. He was from another club, and I was like, he's like, yeah, I remember I've coached against her, and I've coached against Fernando, and I've coached with him. And he goes, but I remember playing against her. And he pointed to Kennedy. I was like, yeah,
You don't
well,
forget.
yeah, you don't forget
I
that.
almost feel like I've seen that
Mhm.
level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen him on the same court as Kennedy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Like I've seen it before, but I was
I
cracking
just-
up.
Yeah, I tell you don't forget Kennedy.
No,
So
God, no.
No,
you
I had to
don't.
tell him. I'm like, I don't know if you remember me. He's like, I remember you. But I was like, we played you guys. I just can't remember like where he came from. But
Yeah.
then he told me. So yeah, I remember him.
yeah,
I
that's
was,
funny.
there you
So
go.
that is Kennedy Reed. Thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us,
Thank
Kennedy.
y'all for having
So
me.
next week, just to let you guys know, I am working on trying to get our boys coaches here, because we have
Yeah.
only talked about our girls team. So, boys got to get a little love too. So, there's a little bit of difficulty working out their schedule because they all work all over the place. And again, Elise is up here in Tennessee, so it's
Oh
a
my
little difficult to
gosh.
get here. But we're going to work to make that happen. Hopefully we'll have it next week. Once again, if you have any questions, you can send it to fevapodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.
Good
See
night.
ya.
Fever side, serve it up live. Davis in the cut, Coach Lee's on the mic. Hey! We go above the tape, every story, every play. Break it down on the daily, club dreams on a Tuesday. From the first ball toss to that fist that freeze. Every dive, every drop, gotta take from Elise. Davis with the stats, he be talking that heat. From the bench to the bus, yeah, we bring it this week.